live again. I figured out what I did wrong, so let me give everyone a second here. We just got interrupted. I realized that why it was happening. Hey, what's going on, Flyers fan? We'll give everyone a second to get back in here. I realized that I turned off my cellular service, and sometimes my Wi-Fi. Problem with my Wi-Fi, and I have to get this fixed, is it's way down in the basement for some reason. And so Laura actually didn't call me this time. I actually told Laura one before I came down here. I said, "Do not call me." No chocolate milk tonight. My stomach has been a little acting up lately, so no chocolate milk tonight. Anyway, so if you're just jumping back on, I forgot. This happens a couple times where I forget. I put it on airplane mode by accident, and then my Wi-Fi, sometimes the signal goes like in and out, and I drop the stream. So that's what happened. Hi, Horizon. That or Kyle and Richie are messing things up. Yeah, now we need everyone to re-like. Unbelievable. Hey guys, like my glove right here. It's a nice glove. Been getting a bunch of these gloves. Buckler's been good enough, or nice enough to send me these, so. Good evening, Tyson. We did talk a little bit about Trevor Bauer, but I didn't really go into a whole lot of detail because I don't really know all the details, so. Advice for playing JUCO player looking to play 4-year. Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't have a lot of experience with that. Thank you, Andrew. I don't have a whole lot of experience with that because, we kind of help our players get to college, whatever level that may be. We've had players go to JUCO. We've had players go to D3, D2, D1. But then I've never helped the player go from JUCO to somewhere else. Like we've had a JUCO player that ended up getting drafted after his first year at JUCO. And we've had some other really good ones too. But again, I wasn't involved in the process of getting them to a D1 after that. So not 100% sure how it works, but I would hope that whoever your JUCO is going to give you some guidance and help you move on. I saw that Acuna got hit today. If the tying run is on third base with one out and it's a foul ball in left field, should you catch it? Yeah, I mean, I think you should pretty much always catch it unless, I guess it depends on, really, I feel like the only time I wouldn't catch the ball is if it's a tie score and it's the last inning. And the ball you cannot throw the runner out. Like it's just too deep. Then if you catch it, the game's over, then don't catch the ball. But almost in any other instance, I would say that you probably catch the ball. I mean, I don't know, maybe if it's like the 9-hitter, you've got the best pitcher in the league up, there's already 2 strikes on him, or that's 1 strike and make it 2 strikes, and now we can get the strikeout, maybe you drop it. Most common bat sizes in MLB and AAA. I use a 271, 33, 31. Is it true some guys use a 33-inch, 33-ounce, 33-inch, 35-ounce? So I always use a C271, 34-inch, 31-ounce. I use a drop 3. Use a drop 2 1 year. I thought it was too heavy. I've messed around swinging, like I swung Adrian Gonzalez's bat a couple times. He swung what was that thing? 35, 33 or something like that. I feel like it was a big bat. I'd say the average big leaguer probably swings a drop 2 in my experience. But there's been I've seen guys swing, 34, 34s, 35, 35s. It's crazy, but I've seen a couple guys do it. Thanks, Anthony. Oh, it's been raining. Yeah, you can get to the MLB if you don't get drafted out of high school or college. If you're from the United States, I mean, that's the main way to go. I've seen players not get drafted and be able to, either go to independent ball and get picked up, or go to a tryout and get picked up. Doesn't happen very often, but yeah, it can happen. Who do I go for if the Padres face the Red Sox? Either one. I really don't care. I might have played with San Diego, but not a single player on that team is someone I played with, and I don't think a single person in the front office is probably a person that was there when I was there. So I don't really cheer for them. Have gloves gotten any better in the last 20 years? Well, I haven't bought, like, I use Rawlings gloves when I played, and I haven't bought a Rawlings or received a Rawlings in a long time, so it's a little tough to say. But I'd say they're probably somewhat similar. Well, I guess 20 years is a long time. When did I first start playing? 2006. So 15 years ago is when I was first in pro ball. Hey, Mark Lopez, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, how are you, Matt? I'm doing great, thank you. I messaged you recently on Instagram about being in your 20s and wanting to start baseball. Lost my job today. I'm sorry about that. I am betting on myself and would love some pointers to start. Wanting to start baseball in your 20s. I guess I'd have to know a little bit about you. Like, if you've never played baseball before, then, I don't know where you start if you've never played before. Picking up baseball at 20 is probably pretty difficult. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying, the level that you would play at would have to be, I would assume, like a really, really low level to just kind of get back, just to get into the game. So, but if you've played before, right, let's say you've played high school and you've got some skill, like you just haven't been at it for a while, then, you're just going to have to quickly make up for the lost time by getting a lot of reps. You're probably just going to have to spend a lot of time doing it. And then as far as who you play for, like in our area, we have these teams that are like a lot of college kids and then former college players. And so I don't know if there's any teams like that around your area that you can jump on, but it'd probably have to be some team like that. Or just like a local, like park league or something, just to get back into playing. Good luck to you, though. Baseball boy, you want to play independent ball at 18? You might be the first person I've ever heard say that. Any tips? Well, I don't have any specific tips because I've never seen you play or anything, but if you really love baseball, I would say have fun, work really hard, be the hardest worker on your team, try to figure out what you do well, what you don't do well. In today's day, it's a lot easier to do that because you have so much information that you can get on YouTube and all different areas. You just got to make sure you're getting good stuff because, with a lot of information comes a lot of bad information. But learn as much as you can and try to evaluate yourself, have some self-awareness of what you need to get better at and then go to work on it. Heavy squats, deadlifts for hitting pitching. Yeah, I think... I don't know if you need to do like 1 rep maxes. I didn't do a whole lot of that in my career, but I definitely lifted very, very heavy, and I always thought that it really helped me in any aspect. As I got bigger and stronger, I got faster, I hit the ball harder, I had more bat speed, I threw the ball faster. So, can you be too strong as a baseball player or as any athlete? Probably not. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, man, I wish I was weaker. Road to 90, actually, I've been working out, but I have not thrown in a while. I said it in the last stream that I got booted from. This week has been incredibly busy for me. I'm going away for a tournament, and there's a lot of work to try to get ready for this. And then because I'll be away for a while, everybody wanted to do lessons, and so I've been working. I've been waking up literally at like 6:30. 2 nights ago. Or was it 2 nights ago, I think. I woke up at 6:30, and I worked till about 11:30 at night. And then I went to bed, and I woke up the next day at 6:30 and just started working again. So I pretty much worked the entire day, only didn't work when I was sleeping. and then went right back to it again. So I've done that for the last like 3-4 days, and I'm pretty tired. So I have not thrown. I played catch with my son outside today, but I don't know if that's getting me closer. All right, Phil. I don't know what's with you and F, but I do know that letter in the alphabet. I don't need to see you write it 457 times. Apparently that's what, you must have got a lot of those in school, so it's kind of burned into your memory. We're going to Georgia. What age did I consider coaching my next career? Let's see. What age did you first start to seriously consider coaching? I thought about coaching in college when I was playing. I thought about coaching throughout pro ball. I knew I was going to coach. Yeah, sorry everybody, but that was start. I can't stand when people write the same stupid thing over and over again, especially just writing F. I don't even understand that. But I can remember vividly actually like sitting. So my friend who actually I saw recently. Any team. I'm just following all the teams. But one of my buddies, Nick Santa Barbara, who coached college. We played together in high school. We both played college, and then he went into coaching. He was coaching college when I was playing still pro ball, and I remember like having a lot of conversations with him about coaching, and him telling me how much fun it is. And I was like really, not that I was excited to stop playing, but I was excited to know that I had something I wanted to do when I was done playing. So I always say I was like preparing for it while I was playing, like in spring training or in really throughout the season. Especially in spring training, because I was with the big league team a lot. I took notes after every practice. Spring training, I'd go home and I had like almost like a journal. I'd write down kind of like what the day consisted of. I'd keep my practice plans, and then I'd write down what Buddy Black or Buck Showalter or whoever, what they talked about, to the team in the morning, and what drills we did, and coaching points and all that stuff. So Byron, actually, my mic'd up video as a third base coach was actually not me, but thank you. I am pretty vocal at third base, but that was actually Coach Juan, who some people think we look alike. Juan was actually, I think, pumping gas a couple weeks ago, and someone thought it was me. My thoughts about DeGrom, I think he's unbelievable. Show us the glove in the thumbnail. It's right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a nice glove. I got a bunch of these. My favorite, my Juan Antonelli, my favorite glove from Buckler is actually in my garage. I was playing catch with it today with my son. It's awesome. We were having a ground ball contest. See who would miss the ground ball first. And with that glove, I feel like I'll never miss a ground ball. He actually getting pretty mad because I kept fielding him and kept telling him I'm never missing a ball. And I did well today. I didn't miss one. Well, I hope not. He's 6 throwing it at me, so. Oh, Road to the Show, actually, guys. I forgot all about Road to the Show. I've been so busy. So I'll get one out soon. My glove break-in routine, I break a glove in one way and one way only. Well, that's kind of a lie. The main way I break in a glove is I just play catch with it. So as a player, I always had 2 gloves. I had my game glove, and I had my glove that I was getting ready to be my game glove. And so I played catch with my getting ready glove before games, field ground balls with it. When the game started, I put on my road glove. So that's how I broke in a glove. And it would take me sometimes a year to break it in. But I was always breaking in a glove for when it needed to be used down the road. And then the other way is if you need to get a glove like broken in really fast, I use a wooden mallet and I just beat the crap out of it. Let's see, what is the weather temp like in college season in Massachusetts? Is it too cold? Yep, it's too cold. I coached a year of college baseball in Massachusetts, And we started our season in February. It was brutal. I coached in Worcester, where like our college is up on a hill, and it was freezing. I took a picture one time because we had a practice outside. It was like negative. What was it on my phone? I don't remember. Like it was negative like 10 or negative 12 or something like that. And I took a picture. I took a screenshot so I'd always remember. I got to go back on my phone and find it. But I was like at that day, I was like, what the hell am I doing out here? And like our head coach wanted everyone to think that like it wasn't a big deal. He would literally like show up outside in shorts and a t-shirt. It'd be negative 10. And I was wearing like 15 pairs of clothing. And he'd be like, what are you guys doing? It's not cold out here. I was like, you're freaking nuts. I'm freezing. I couldn't swing the fungo. It was so cold. I guess I had just come from playing mostly in the South and going to school in the South. And then I coached at Wake Forest for a year in the South. So, Chet, do you think 4 games in one day is too much for 14U All-Star because we did to keep schedule for weekend championship games? I think 4 games in a day, if you're doing that a lot, is absurd. If you're doing it like, like I've played 4 games in a day once before at a perfect game tournament in high school. It was like if you win, you keep going. We played 4 games in a day. Now, our team was built for that because we had like tons of pitching. But I think that's where you get in danger. If now all of a sudden you've got to throw kids like a ton on the mound to have that many games. So it also probably depends how hot it is. I wouldn't want to play. We did it in Georgia, and it was rough. But then again, I think back to like, I remember that pretty well, and I don't ever remember being like, oh, I'm really tired. Like, we were just like, we want to win, and we just kept playing. Not everyone's like that. I mean, hell, I've got some kids on our teams that play, and it's like you got one game, and it's like 89 degrees, and they're like, oh, it's so hot, coach. Give me a break. Did I have an all-time favorite coach as a player? I had a lot of favorite coaches. Hard to name one. I mean, my only big league coach that I had was Buddy Black. I thought he was very good. Not coach, but manager. But I've had a lot of coaches in my career. What British dude? I don't remember what British dude it was. Oh, Jay you're talking about? Was that the British dude? Oh, yeah. He's emailed me like 50 times. And he'll watch this video, too. He'll bash me, but then in an email, but then he'll watch every one of my videos all night long. So I think he's actually obsessed. He sent me like 26 emails. Now I just reply to him every time I say, Jay, get a job. Stop watching all my YouTube videos. That's all I reply to him now. So we are not going to the PBR tournament. We're going to the Perfect Game tournament in Georgia. Oh, yeah, we've had the same thing, Matthew Hunt. I said to my wife today, I said, where the hell do we live? It was 99 degrees. My car said it was 105 2 days ago. And today I went outside, it was 56. And that's not a lie. We went from the hottest summer day ever to wearing sweatpants, sweatshirt, winter hat out today. And it was rainy. Yeah, Alabama, I can only imagine. I've played in some hot places during my career, but like Round Rock, Texas stands out to me as one, as like the most humid place ever. Vegas was really hot during the summer. I played in Louisiana and New Orleans. That was really muggy and hot in the summer. I've been in Georgia when it's been like 110, you can barely breathe outside, so. 55 to 56. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I actually don't even velo our 11-year-old team. We didn't put a gun out this year. Just, like we'll work on, we work a lot on throwing mechanics and trying to like use your body as well as you can to throw the ball hard. But then, like I don't get up in games and do that stuff. I've talked about this a lot. Like a lot of it at that age too depends on how big you are. Like there's some huge 11-year-olds that can throw hard, but you can look at him and say, like, if this kid doesn't improve the way he moves and the way his arm action is and stuff, like, he's not going to be very good when he gets older. And then you can see some kids that, like, don't throw the ball super hard because they weigh 32 pounds, but you're like, man, this kid is going to be a beast if he gets bigger, you know, and as he gets older, he gets a little bigger and a little stronger. Hey, Braden Kroll is your friend? Me too. What's up, Braden? Oh, there he is. I do miss playing hockey. And I don't currently follow on any team. I just follow players. But I do like hockey a lot. I miss playing hockey. Hey, it's Luke. What's going on? So one thing is that when I have dreams, this is interesting, actually. I don't know what this means, but I never have dreams of playing baseball and having anything good happen. Usually if I have a dream of baseball, something bad happens. But when I have a dream of playing hockey or football, all it is good. Like when I have a football dream, I score 50 touchdowns. When I have a hockey dream, I score like 8 hat tricks in a game. Like you can't stop me. If I'm having a baseball dream, I'm dropping balls in the sun. I'm going on the field with no cleats on and being like, oh my God, where are my cleats? Like I get the hit and I don't have a bat in my hand. Hi, Austin. Austin, Austin, hi, and now go to timeout. I said timeout, Austin. There we go. When it comes to practice, I think a lot is usually better than a little. So, you know, doing a whole lot of practice once or twice a week probably isn't as good as trying to get in something every day. So, yeah, I think Benjamin, as a coach, like I don't worry too much. A lot of players, people, parents will put too much stock into like what level the coach played at. Like, I don't give a crap about that because I know so many people that played at a high level and they can't coach to save their life. And then I know a lot of people that didn't play at a high level and great coaches. So, oh, this thing's going slow again. I think as a player, right? Really all a player wants from their coach is like 3 things. I think the first thing is a coach that cares about their players, right? So like not just as a player, but as a person too. Second thing is that the coach like believes in the player. You know, players can kind of feel that when the coach has belief in them. And then the third thing is, can the coach make the player better? Nowhere in there should it say what level did the coach play at. If that's what you think makes a good coach as a player or a parent or whatever, then you don't know what you're talking about. So that's my opinion. Anytime a player says to me, oh, coach, we play for you because you played in the major leagues. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Do you see my batting average in the major leagues? Like, it should mean nothing. And again, I've played with like Hall of Fame players and listened to them talk about baseball, and they cannot teach anything. So it doesn't matter. I think if you can do those 3 things, then a player will respect you and play hard for you and will enjoy playing for you. Evan, thank you for the super chat. When you have Antonelli baseball teammates who don't get along, how do you handle it? I don't get so much involved in like how they all get along. If a kid becomes an issue, then I'm going to address the issue. But we honestly haven't had too many issues like that. But I've had some idiots in my career. We have had a couple where I've told them, see you later, you're out of the program. But that is very rare for that to happen. Now, not everyone's going to like everyone. Like, it doesn't always happen. But that's like anything. It happens at school. Like, you know, you have a class, not all 20 kids are going to love each other or like each other. Chet, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat again. Thoughts on Mercedes being sent down? His play went down. Yeah, since Tony yeah, exactly. I didn't even know he got sent down. He got sent down? He was struggling that bad? Wow. That's crazy to think that because he was raking so much at one point. All right. Thank you for letting me know. I got to go check that out now. What's it like being a coach? I love being a coach. I think I just really like I like watching players get better, helping players. I like seeing players when they, maybe can't do something, and then all of a sudden, a month later, or 2 months later, a year later, they're able to do it. That makes me happy. So, Uray Owens, hopefully I said that right. Urway Owens. Thank you for the super chat. How would your team's game plan for elite pitchers? Well, I guess it depends on what they do well. So that bugs back. So like just an elite pitcher, is he a sinker baller? Does he throw the ball up in the zone? Like, what's his off speed look like? Does he throw a lot of strikes? Does he throw a lot of balls? So it all depends on that. But I would say in most cases, like when you think of elite pitchers, for people that are watching this, somebody that throws the ball hard usually. And so, usually this doesn't change really for me. It's like get on the fastball, anticipate the fastball. Doesn't have to be a perfect pitch, chunk of the white. And you've got to be anticipating it and ready to roll. And I call it yes, yes, no. But it's like I'm in there and I'm getting ready and I'm thinking I'm swinging the bat. So I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And if it's there, I just let it fly. And if it's yes, 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 and it's not there, I say no. And so all I'm doing is basically I'm turning my mind on yes, so that the only decision I have to make is no. One decision. If you're in neutral and you're not thinking yes or no, you're going to see the ball and then you're going to either go yes or no. Then you've got two decisions to make, and therefore two decisions is tougher to make than one. The more decisions you have to make, the slower you can make them. If I gave you multiple choice and I gave you two choices, that'd be much easier to make, and you make it much quicker than probably 10 choices. If I gave you one choice, it'd be very easy. A, A. You'd be very fast. All right, Austin, did I already put you in timeout? If I didn't, you're going. If I did, you're going back. Do we play tournaments to win them? Yeah, I would say we play pretty much every tournament to win. I would say we pretty much play every game to win. But with that being said, winning isn't the only thing. I think it's part of it. Depends on the level of play. Depends on a lot of things. We're located in Massachusetts, in Danvers area. Like next week, we're going to Georgia with our 17-year-old team. And our goal is to win the tournament. Like that's my goal, at least. We have practice tomorrow. This is a talk I'm gonna give to the team. Part of it is like, at 17U, there's gonna be a lot of college coaches there, a lot of players focus on recruiting and showcasing and all that stuff. And I think that's perfectly normal and fine, because that is part of the reason we're going, but it's not the only reason we're going. We're going to Atlanta, but it's not the only reason we're going. I've always felt like, listen, the first year that I did this, the very first year when we went down to play in tournaments, I made it all about recruiting. That was it. That's all I talked about. I never talked about winning, never talked about any of that stuff. And my thought was everyone played kind of like that. It almost felt like a minor league game where no one really cared to win, and everybody was just like me, 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 me. And I didn't like that at all. And then I changed it, because I just felt that was too much of like a selfish, just care about me game. And I think that's how travel ball gets a lot of times. And so my thought is like, we're playing to win the game. Yeah, we're playing to showcase players, but we're playing to win the game. And last year, we played against a lot of teams that like, you can tell when a team is there just to showcase themselves and when the team is there to try to kick the other teams, you know what. And that's the way I look at it. What's your favorite? Oh, Swilling on Suds, thank you so much for the super chat. What's your favorite condiment and why? Well, I guess it depends on what I'm eating. But I would say my favorite's got to probably just be ketchup, because I use ketchup on more things than anything else. I am a big barbecue fan too. So barbecue sauce fan, I should say. But ketchup, I'll put ketchup on just about everything. When I was younger, it was probably disgusting. I used to put ketchup on my potatoes. I don't know if anyone else does that. Everyone thought I was weird for doing that. I put ketchup on potato chips. I'll use ketchup on everything. Hamburgers, hot dogs. That's normal, I guess. But steak, always put, unless I'm getting like a nice fillet, I'm going to put ketchup on it. I know every time as a kid or even as an adult, when I go to eat someplace and I order steak and I ask for ketchup, everyone's like, "Oh, like, what are you doing?" I don't know, it tastes good. Mar15. Mar, I feel like you ask these questions a lot about farting, but did you ever fart in class in school? I'm sure I did, yeah. I mean, when it happens, I don't write it down like in my journal. So I can't tell you a specific time, but I'm sure it happened. Alberto, any good groupie stories with the Bauer stuff going on? Ever had a teammate? Oh my Lord. I actually have a YouTube video on groupies. Laura can probably tell you more about groupies. Not that she was a groupie, but funny stuff happens on the road in baseball. And like I usually, my wife was around a lot, so she would usually hear about it. Or, we'd be out with like my teammates for dinner or whatever, and everyone would be talking about stuff. So, and she has a better memory than me, so she remembers a lot of stuff. She's got a lot of stories we can't tell you either about funny things that happened. Otani is out of his mind. I like the Padres in uniforms. We're not going to Lake Point because that's where PBR is this year. We're going to Marietta, which is very close to Lake Point. How can you not get hurt when you do diving catches? Well, sometimes there's not much you can do about it. Like sometimes it's just luck. I don't even know how to teach, I've never really taught how to like dive for a ball safely. I've taught how to get up after a dive, but never really how to dive safely. Home runs on a 10-run rule. Why do teams purposely forfeit? I don't know. I've never seen a team purposely forfeit before. I have played in Toledo, yeah. How many pitches do you recommend Little League kids throw per game? So we use the pitch mark guidelines, which for 8U, I don't know if they even have 8U on there. They might start at 9U or 10U. I'm not sure. We don't have an 8U team, so I don't worry about it. But I think 75 is the total for our young teams. So, and it's not to say that like, listen, we've had players throw over 75 pitches in a game. If you throw 77 pitches, your arm going to fall off. If you throw 74 or 73 or 65, is it not going to fall off? Like, I don't get that strict with it. Did any of our 11Us throw 100 pitches this year? No. Like, I think the highest pitch count we probably got to was like 85 or so. Trevor Bauer situation, I talked about this a little bit earlier. It's just, I don't know enough of the information. Like, it's pretty serious business, and so, I saw, like, someone showed me the tweets that came out, but I don't know exactly what happened or what's going on, so I'd rather not talk about it. Do you let your 11Us throw breaking balls? Yes, but we only have, so let's see here. Sam Lukens throws a great breaking ball, and I let him throw it not as much as he wants. He doesn't overthrow it or abuse it, but it's a great breaking ball. Like, nobody touches it, and he throws for strikes. There's some other guys that throw it a little bit, but they throw mostly fastballs. I had nobody this year that I thought threw a breaking ball, like, improperly or too much that I had to be like, hey, like, let's get away from that breaking ball. Most of our kids attack with their fastball. They mix in a breaking ball every now and then. A lot of them threw change-ups as their second pitch, so. Chet, thank you again for the super chat. Do you agree with the ump expanding the strike zone when the other team is up by so much? I guess it depends on what level you're at. Like, at a high level, I don't like it. At a low level, you're at like 11U, 12U, even 13U where kids can't throw strikes. It's like, And I don't want to be egregious and open it up by like this much, but you give a little bit more on each side, get the game rolling, like help the other team out a little bit. Yeah, 11U, 12U, sometimes you got to do that. Swilling on suds. At the big leagues, I'd be pissed if my team's winning by a lot and all of a sudden the zone changes. Swilling on suds, thank you for the super chat. Would you rather throw yourself out of a third-story window, that doesn't sound good, or have Angel Hernandez... Well, I get where you're going with this, but I'm still probably not throwing myself out a third-story window. I had to think about it for a second, but I guess I'll take the life advice. I just don't have to listen. Oh, God, Austin. Austin, I'm going to tell you what I tell all the other people that bother me on here. Get a life, Austin. Nobody came on this stream to watch you, Austin. You're like, Austin, you're like that umpire that thinks that everyone came to watch you. Guess what? Nobody came to watch you, okay? And you're like the coach that thinks everyone came to watch you. Nobody came to watch you. They came to watch the players. That's what they came for, okay? So just, if you're a coach, like, you're done coaching, you played, your time is done. Go sit down, shut up, and let the players play. That's who people came to watch, all right? That's my thoughts on it. Maybe I'm more self-aware than some people. I've always thought that, like, when I'm coaching. I've never once thought, like, oh, everybody's here to watch me right now. And if I ever thought that, I'd be like, what are you thinking, dude? Like, nobody's here to watch you. Do I recommend our players get signed to go pro or go to college? I get this question a lot, almost every week. Maybe I should make this a YouTube video. I'm gonna do that actually if I remember to write it down. It really depends on your situation. Everyone's situation is different, and I feel like there's too many variables to talk about. I could talk about my experience like very quickly. When I got drafted out of college, it basically or out of high school, it was basically like, I have a good scholarship to Wake Forest, a great academic school, and a good baseball school, and so I'm valuing like really a couple things. My scholarship to Wake Forest, I'm valuing, how much am I getting? Eric Wing. Eric, get out of here, Eric, okay? Go get your own YouTube channel. Eric's just upset that we got knocked out of the playoffs and the semifinals for high school, and now I lost my train of thought, Eric. Thanks a lot. Oh, so what was I doing? So I'm valuing what my signing bonus is. What are they giving me for a signing bonus out of high school? And then I'm looking at, okay, compare that to my college scholarship. But not only that, compared to what I think I could get in 3 years. So am I better off taking this, $165,000 they just offered me out of high school? Or can I go to college and in 3 years improve my draft stock so much that instead of getting 165, I get 10 times that? Like, that's kind of what went through my head. So I bet on the fact that I would get drafted a lot higher. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. For me, luckily, it did, and it was almost a 10x return. So good investing on my part, I guess. Alberto Lopez, thanks so much for Super Chat. Regardless if he had consent, still gnarly and stupid. Oh, you're talking about Trevor Bauer. Laura's here. She has graced us with her presence. And she just told me I'm in her spot, so I got to leave, I guess. I'm actually going to only answer a few more questions, Laura. Got an early morning tomorrow. Dave, thank you so much for the Super Chat. Isn't the velocity in the College World Series crazy now? Not long ago, just a few guys per team would be in the 90s. Absolutely. I talk about this all the time. Listen to this crazy stat. It's not just in the College World Series. So I played at Wake Forest, and my 3 years there, we might have had like one or two guys that could throw it in the 90s. I mean, a solid pitcher for us back then was like high 80s. I got this stat that 11 pitchers on the Wake Forest pitching staff this year hit 95 miles an hour or harder. If that's not the silliest stat you've ever heard, I don't know what is. So, yeah, velocity has just gone crazy. over the last 5 to 7 years. Nowhere, man. Thank you for the super chat. If Sadhara O played his career in the MLB in America, would he still have hit 868 home runs? Well, I would say that the competition in the MLB is a little bit better. However, I'm not going to take away that the man hit a lot of home runs. So he's going to come to America and hit a lot of home runs. Does he hit 868? Probably not, but he'll hit a lot of them. My furthest ball ever hit was probably at Rancho Cucamonga, and I don't know how far it went. I'd just be guessing if I told you. Oh, boy. Oh, see, I'm starting to get tired. Oh, a couple of quick super chats coming in here. RC from the NYC. What's up, Matt? Hey, Laura. What's up, Chad? Hope everyone is well. For all in the States, happy 4th of July. Go out and play some baseball, everybody. That's what we're going to be doing, RC. We're going to go play some baseball tomorrow. We're going to go probably play some wiffle ball on Sunday. And we're going to go play some baseball in Georgia. What do I spend my super chat money on? Laura takes it all, so I don't get to spend it on anything. What'd you say, Starbucks? Yeah. Laura said Starbucks. In all honesty, I would say that most of the money from here just goes right back into the program. So, like, things that we buy are like, we buy a lot of baseballs for all our games. We buy pitching machines and batting tees and all those kind of things. Laura wears the pants. Yeah, I don't mess with Laura. I said I don't mess with Laura. Hey, Laura, why don't you get in here and tell Austin where he can go? Yeah, kick rocks, Austin. He keeps coming in here and saying silly things. He's just being annoying. That's right, Flyers fan. He's being annoying. Hey, Nick Sinacola's in the house, Nick. Speaking of MLB draft, Nick's going to be drafted soon. Congratulations to him. Early congratulations. Did I buy Kowloons? I thought about it. You know, they wanted, how much did Kowloons want? They were asking for like 11 million. I was like, yeah, I'll buy it for 10 million. And then they said, no. I don't know. I'm kidding. It's called a joke, Laura. What did Austin say? I don't know. What didn't he say? He was speaking gibberish, but the mental game, man, there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about with the mental game. My first thing would be I have a playlist on YouTube that's entitled The Mental Game. I would go and work on that or look at that. How many draftees? So how many players have been drafted in our program? Well, we haven't been around long enough for a lot of kids to get drafted. Last year was the first year players started getting drafted that play with us. We had 2 draft picks. This year we'll have like Nick will get drafted this year. And we could have another draft pick or 2. I would say as we continue to go now, because we've had older kids now for a longer period of time, that we'll probably have a draft pick or 2 every now and then. We're still in Massachusetts where there's not a lot of draft picks, so it's not like we play, you know, it's not like we're in California or Georgia or Florida, so. Chet, thank you for the super chat. Who do you think got snubbed for the All-Star game? I haven't looked at the entire roster yet. I saw some of the starters. I have not had time to go through the whole roster, so I don't even know everyone that made it yet. Do I think Wilson's bigger than Rawlings? I don't know about that. How do you know you're getting drafted? Well, you have an idea because, you know, teams aren't just going to draft you. Laura's trying to answer for me. Go ahead, Laura. She's like mocking me over there, saying, well, how do you know you're going to get drafted, Laura?
Teams invite you to come do workouts with them.
She said teams invite you to come to workouts with them. That is true, but that's not how you know. I mean, I did go out to, I went out to Arlington to work out with the Rangers. I went to Tampa to work out with the Rays. I went to Milwaukee to work out with the Brewers. But like, that's 3 teams, and there were more than 3. None of those teams even drafted me. So, like, you do that. But here's the main way you know you're going to get drafted. Before the draft, during the off season, I call it the off season, but basically it's before the draft. Lots of teams, scouts are going to come in and meet with you. I had to do, basically everyone gives you this test to make sure you're not crazy, I guess, or just see how motivated you are, just to see kind of like that type of thing. And then, you know, you go out to eat dinner with them. It's basically just to get to know you. So you do that and you have a pretty good idea depending on how many teams come. You know, if like one team comes to talk to you, well, you probably don't have a great shot. If all the teams are coming, then you have a pretty good idea. So that's the main way. And then, you know, you look at, I looked at, what are they called? Mock drafts, you know, like you see in football. They do those in baseball too. I used to follow mock drafts, and I remember the night before the draft, I looked at the mock draft, and they had me, a bunch of them had me going the 14th pick to the Toronto Blue Jays. Is that what you just said? You didn't even get the team right, Laura. Holy crap. Laura's seen me. Laura's seen me every day for the last 15 years, and she doesn't know what team I thought. The Red Sox told me if they drafted me, they're going to make me a catcher. That's what they said. So, Mar15, thank you for Super Chat. What was the most brutal punishment exercise you got as a player from your coach? Oh, I can name that in 1 second. So, Laura said college. Apparently this is Laura baseball. I mean, I guess it could still be Antonelli baseball just starring Laura, but worst punishment I ever did is college. We're playing against Davidson. We lost. We were like the number 12 team in the country at this point. We lost. Our head coach went ballistic on us after the game, told us all to put our running shoes on. Austin's back again. Austin, now he's saying G every time. He got F's in school, but if there was such a thing as a G in school, he would have got it. Mia, Laura, turn that down.
You called me a Laura.
Guys, I'm losing my mind. I called my daughter. Her name is Mia. I called her Laura tonight, and now I just called Laura Mia. Laura, can you turn that down? I'm hearing myself afterwards. Oh, boy. So, Butt Fart Stew, with a name like Butt Fart, I can totally understand why you'd spam. What were we talking about, Laura?
Your biggest
Oh, so he told us to get our running shoes on. So we go down to the football field, and we literally ran like these stadiums, like up and down the stadiums, 1,000,000 times. People were like throwing up. Then we went down on the football field. We had to run these suicides where, you know, you'd run to the 5-yard line and back, the 10-yard line and back, the 15 and back, the 20 and back. You do the whole field. Then we had to do these ab things, these core exercises, but we did them to the point where I felt like my stomach was like, you physically couldn't do another sit-up. That's how bad it hurt. Literally, guys were passing out, puking, everything. That ended, and we had another game a few days, and I will tell you this, 100% certainty, 100%, the team said, F you, we're done. And we lost like 12 of our we went from 12th in the country to not making a regional. There's 64 teams in a regional. We were 12th in the country. We didn't make a regional. The team fell apart the last 2 weeks of the season. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but you play so well the whole year, you're number 12 in the country, you lose one game, you want to talk about overreacting. In my opinion, that's overreacting.
Well, he just didn't like you.
He made the whole team do it. James Garrett, thank you so much for the Super Chat. I did not throw up. No, I hate throwing up. I want to start a program here in CNY. What advice would you give for a startup? Well, honestly, when I started this up, I'm going to move a little bit here because I'm a little bit...
Yeah, you're in my spot.
I'm in large spot. All right. I'm not comfortable at all. If you want to start up a business or a baseball business, what I did, I started very small. The first year we had 3 teams. I got myself and 2 other good coaches, and we just played, and we let basically our training, the way that we train players, like we didn't have great teams at the beginning. You're not going to have great teams at the beginning. But I thought that we did a really good job. Like we were unique in the way that we trained players, kind of like just the way we ran the program. I think people saw really quickly. You know, we still hear it today. Like when people come play for us or come to practice, they're like, wow, we've never had a practice like that. Or, you know, we've never had coach us like that or whatever. And when you do that long enough, then lots of people want to play for you. So that's been my kind of big philosophy, is just trying to get the players better, having a bunch of people that really care about the players. And that's like the only goal, like get the players better, make their experience good, but get them better. How much harder is travel ball from rec ball? Just depends. There's some travel ball teams that stink. There's some rec ball teams that are good. So it's really hard to compare. You'd have to show me the 2 teams, then I could tell you which is better, which is harder, or whatever. EJ Slam, thank you for the super chat. Who do you think are the Olympic favorites? Since Cuba isn't playing in, it could be anyone. Would you have been an Olympian if you had the chance? So I don't know about the Olympics. Oh, I would have done it if I had the chance. What I was able to play in was the World Baseball Classic. And
You did?
I didn't play in it. I was offered a spot in it
Yeah,
for Team Italy. But it was in 2008, I think was the year. Was it 2008?
It might have been 2010.
2009, 2010. It was one of those years. I don't remember which year. And the Padres told me they'd rather me not do it because I was competing for the starting spot at second base. And then I didn't even get so I didn't do it, and I got sent to AAA. I didn't even get the starting spot, but I missed my chance to play for Team Italy. Drizzy Dre, thank you so much for the super chat. There's no question there, but thank you. Desmond Fleetwood, do you want to coach at a higher level, MLB? No, not right now. I've been offered coaching jobs in professional baseball, and I have not accepted any at this point. I have gone through interviews. I have thought about it and considered it, but I have not done it. So I really like what I'm doing right now. And so, you know, does that mean I'll do it forever? I have no idea, but I do like doing it at this moment in time. Michael, that's a good question. Again, like everyone has something that's limiting, you know, how hard they throw, I would say. Sometimes it could be strength, sometimes it could be speed, it could be flexibility, it could be the way you move your body, it could be arm action, it could be a lot of things. So it really just depends. Butt Fart Stew is back and Butt Fart Stew is gone. What's the highest MLB coaching job offered? Well, the offer was for, I don't even know officially if it would be AA or AAA, because the offer was kind of made as it's going to be one of those two. So 72 games in 76 days seems like a lot of games to me. What is the clubhouse like after a bad loss? It depends. Is it the first bad loss or is it the 10th bad loss in a row? 10th bad loss in a row could get pretty ugly. Although when I was in AAA, the worst I ever saw a coach get upset, and this is very rare for the minor leagues. In the major leagues, managers get pissed sometimes, but in the minor leagues, when I was with the Yankees, I remember it vividly, like very vividly. We lost a couple games in a row, and our manager came in, and he told us that if basically we didn't get our heads out of our you-know-whats, that we'd all be gone. Every single one of us would be gone. See you later. And I remember sitting there. This is at the end of my career. I'd played already for like seven years, and I was like, whoa. Like I I've never seen a manager in the minor leagues come in and basically tell us we will all be shipped out of town if we don't figure it out. And we'd only lost like a couple games. It wasn't even like a lot of games. And I was like, whoa, this is different. I will say too, I've said this a lot. I played for a bunch of minor league organizations. I played with the Padres, played with the Nationals, played with the Yankees, the Orioles, the Indians. Yankees were by far the most. When I played for the Yankees in the minor leagues, it was a different feel to it. And I never played for the Yankees in the major leagues. But in the minor leagues, you could just tell.
We ran a tight ship.
They ran a tight ship, as Laura just said. They did. She wasn't there for any of this, but they ran a tight ship.
But did I talk to you every day?
No, I know. But they did run a tight ship. Like, it was not all fun and games there. And most teams will talk about, like, this is about development. We're trying to develop players and everything. And I felt like with them, it was like, we better freaking win. Like, I felt more not that there's a lot of pressure in the minor leagues, but, like, I felt more pressure to win games on that team and that organization than I ever felt before. There were certain organizations and certain teams I played on where literally it felt like we were just playing pickup ball. Like, there was no pressure to win at all. But that was not the case with the Yankees. I also told the story how when I got traded to them, or I was claimed by them, the first day I walked into the clubhouse, I went to the manager's office because that's what you do, and I said hello and introduced myself, and the very first thing they said to me was, go in the bathroom and shave your effing face. And I was like, oh, yes, sir. And so that's how I was introduced to the team, and it was good. Swilling on Suds, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka? Why was he suddenly able to walk and dance once he saw a glimpse of the golden ticket? Freeloader, I say. Hey, great movie, though, I say. Was my favorite part of that movie, Lara? Kind of like when that girl turned into a blueberry. I laughed when that happened. All right, everyone. I'm going to jump off here in a minute. What time is it, Lara?
11:05.
Oh, my. I got to get up so early tomorrow. All right, guys. This is going to be probably
Where do you have to get up tomorrow?
early. This is probably going to be my last question here. Roger Powell, thank you so much for Super Chat. How much does your minor league team record matter? Do winning teams produce any more MLB players? Would your stats look worse if your team is bad? You know, that's a good question. Like I said, most teams do stress the players that it's like not all about winning, or it's really about development. Some teams will stress winning a little more than others, but I'll say it's more fun to win. You don't want to lose a bunch of games in the minor leagues. Like, you know, when you lose a bunch of games, usually, even though they might stress it's about development, the manager will kind of get like cranky. I remember once in AAA with the Padres, our manager came in and like took the card table away and tried to take all the fun stuff away, because basically it was like in the movie Major League when they says, yeah, we're coddling these guys too much. Like, so that wasn't fun. You know, then our, I don't know, I was yelled at. I didn't really get yelled at really at all in my entire career, except by my college coach and my AAA manager for a couple seasons. So that was really it. Why is everyone always laughing at Patrick? What's he saying? Have you ever played on mushrooms? Yeah, my chicken marsala. Like that one, Laura? I mean, there's nothing better than chicken marsala with some mushrooms in there. My grandmother makes terrific chicken marsala with mushrooms.
She does make the best chicken.
Yep. So I've played on mushrooms a lot. They're in my belly.
Where's the remote?
What sucks worse, a walk-off or a shutout? What sucks worse? I mean, what team am I on? Nothing better than a walk-off hit or walk-off anything. All right, everyone, I'm going to pick one more question, and then I'm going to go because I got to go to bed. Laura's got a question. What's your question, Laura?
What show are we watching tonight?
Laura wants to know what show we're watching. We're going to watch Breaking Bad, even though I've seen the whole thing. Breaking Bad, one of the greatest shows of all time. I watched it a long time ago. Then I got through all the Better Call Sauls, and now I'm back on Breaking Bad again. Okay, let's answer Michael's question. Of the kids who played in the College World Series finals, what percentage do you think will go on to have successful MLB careers? Like, very, huh?
A few.
Not, yeah, a few, a very few is my opinion. Like like first round picks don't go on. A lot of first round picks don't go on to have successful MLB careers. So, some do obviously, but
I want to have a successful YouTube channel.
Ozark. I have seen Ozark. Laura said most first round picks go on to have successful YouTube careers. I don't know if you would call this successful, but yes, YouTube careers. So yeah, it's really hard to get to the big leagues. You know, Vanderbilt will have some because I'm assuming that Rocker and Light are going to go on to have like good careers. But baseball's weird, man. Like, not man, ladies and gentlemen, because minor league baseball is a lot different than college baseball, and Major League Baseball is way different than minor league baseball, which is different than college baseball. So, hopefully that makes sense. But some of them will definitely go on to play, and some of them will never go on to play. Some of them won't go on to play pro ball. So, anyways, that's all I got. Thanks so much for everyone for hanging out. We kept it kind of short and sweet tonight, but we're going to go watch a few minutes of TV while I pass out, and then I'll be up nice and early. Probably get up at 6 tomorrow for baseball, so got to go to bed. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see everybody soon.